and security of my family. So I want to make sure that whatever I build on that land, on that foundation, stands tall and it can weather any storm, right? So the first step when you're building an emotional house is you lay the right foundation. It has to be strong. The second thing is we build the doors. You build the walls. Third, doors and the windows. And the last thing is the roof, correct? Now, if there is a logical way to build an emotional house, there has to be a logical way to build a financial house as well. And the foundation of any financial house is the protection. The next thing is debt management. Third is emergency fund. And the last thing is investment, right? So this is the way to build our financial house. Every time you have money, make sure if you have any kind of savings, the first thing you should do is make sure you have all proper protection. Now, if you have money left over, then you go ahead and make sure you take care of all your debts. After that, let's have at least 6 to 12 months of emergency funds. And the last thing is investment. So one thing that I've noticed when we do a financial needs analysis for our clients, 90% of people actually build their houses upside down, right? They have no protection. They barely have any emergency funds. They still have a lot of debts, yet they're all interested in investing into stocks or mutual funds or cryptos or whatever they're doing, right? Not the right way to build your financial house. When you build it right and build it strong, okay? Now, what is protection? When we talk about protection, right? Think about it. The first thing that we buy is a car so that we can move around. Whatever the value of the car is doesn't really matter, okay? Now, when we buy a car, the first thing we do is we protect it, okay? What are we really protecting, guys? Think about it. We're not protecting the car from getting into an accident. It will if it has to. The only reason we buy insurance on the car is so that if it ever does get into an accident, I don't want to go to my bank, take my hard-earned savings, and pay to rebuild it, right? I want the insurance companies to rebuild it, to pay for it, right? And so what am I doing when I buy the protection? What I'm protecting is my assets in the bank and the assets that I have, right? Second most important thing that we buy is a house, okay? Whatever the value is, doesn't matter. But the first thing we do when we buy a house is we protect it again, right? We protect it. What are we really protecting? Again, guys, we're protecting the assets. That is the money in the bank, right? Third thing we buy is health insurance. Most of us do that, right? Now, why do we buy health insurance? Not because buying health insurance means we're not going to get sick. We will if we have to, right? But if anything major happens, I don't want to drain my hard-earned savings, right? So again, I'm protecting my assets by buying health insurance as well, okay? And if these are all the assets that we are protecting, think about it. What is the most valuable asset in our household, okay? I'm telling you, it's not the car, it's not the house, it's not the jewelry. It is the life of an individual, you, me, family, kids, right? We are the most valuable asset to our family. And if we are the assets, then what is our value? Think about it, right? We're going to cover that through this concept called the financial X curve, okay? The reason we call this an X curve because it looks like an X. There's a line that goes from top to bottom, and then the green line that goes from bottom to top, okay? Now, if I put the age line, this is when we are young. With time, we all get old. So life's going to happen to all of us, okay? Now, if we talk financially, right? When I'm young, married, I have 2 kids, I've got a 12-year-old and a 16-year-old. Think about it, my financial responsibilities are high. With time, my responsibilities should go down. And with time, my savings should go up, okay? Why? Because I want to retire financially more secure, okay? That's the whole logic of our life, right? That's what we want to do when it comes to financially. Okay, so let's break down these curves, okay? First part is high responsibility. This is when we are young family, right? Now, what are some of the major responsibilities that we have as individuals towards our families? Think about it. In this example, I'm using debt as $100,000. Just an example, just a number here, guys. So let's say that I have car loans, credit card debts, personal loans, student loans, business loans. Anything and everything that I owe is my responsibility. In this case, let's say it's $100,000. Now, here's the question that needs to be addressed, guys. If something happens to me tomorrow, Who's responsible to pay for this $100,000? It will be my family, my survivors. They will be responsible to take care of my debts, right? So it makes it my responsibility today. Second big responsibility is earning income. I'm using $100,000 as an annual income. Let's assume that I make $100,000. I bring home that money so we can take care of our responsibilities. But what if I go to work one day and never come back? Can that happen? It's guaranteed to happen, guys. I just don't know when, right? But here's the bigger question. Whenever that day comes, in what financial situation am I leaving my family behind? Do you think if I left them with just 1 year of income, $100,000, is that enough? I don't think so. What if I left them with 2 years of income? Is that enough? No. Okay, so the rule of thumb is if my kids are young, I need to save at least 10 times of my income because it takes good 3 to 5 years for my survivors to overcome the emotional loss, let alone the financial loss that they're going through. Okay, so I want to make sure that I leave at least 10 years of income. Third big responsibility is mortgage. Okay, whatever the current balance that I owe today, and I promise you, I don't know if there is a lender out there that will sympathize with my spouse. So whatever the current balance is, I need to make sure that I take care of that while I'm alive, right? And the last thing is education funding for my kids, right? For each child to go to college, let's just assume $200,000 per year for 4 years of school. And I have 2 kids, that's $400,000, right? That is also my responsibility. Now I add up all these numbers, it adds up to $1.9 million. Now, what does this number represent? 2 things. Remember, I asked you, if I'm an asset, how much am I worth to my family? Well, here's that number. This is what I'm worth, right? Second thing, this number also represents my financial responsibility towards my family in case I die too soon. And if this is the case, when do you think I need this money in my account? Only answer is I need it now. Okay, what are my options? Can I go rob a bank? No. What if I go to a casino, see if I can become rich overnight? Not many chances. What about buying lottery tickets? None of those are viable options, guys. The only viable option is to have what we call proper protection planning, okay? This is called taking care of my family as I'm trying to build wealth, right? This is called taking care of my responsibility while I'm trying to build wealth, and also taking care of my family in case I die too soon, right? Now, let's not talk about death. Let's talk about what if I live too long? Is that a problem? Absolutely. One of the biggest problems in America today is the retirement crisis, right? People are living longer and healthier lives, yet they are worried about not having adequate income to sustain their lives, okay? So here's the question. Where do you think people are parking their money for retirement? Where do you think people are saving their money for retirement? What vehicles are they using, right? And I'm sure you're coming up with some lists in your mind right now, okay? Here's the list, guys. 401ks, IRAs, stocks, mutual funds, real estate, bank savings, CDs, maybe even under the mattress, who knows, right? Wherever they're parking their money. But here's the question, guys. These vehicles have been around for over 50 years. Then how come retirement is such a big problem? Okay, something is not right, right? And we need to understand and identify that as we go forward for our retirements, right? There are certain questions that needs to be addressed. The first one is, when do I want to retire? Okay, I need to know that. Second, how much do I need in retirement? Third, how will market risks affect my retirement? Because think about it, all these places where the money is parked for our retirements is being affected by how the market is performing, right? Next, will I pay any taxes during retirement and the impact of taxes during retirement? Guys, understand one thing, retirement is not a gamble, okay? We need to be certain in uncertain times, okay? So when we're talking about retirement and savings and everything, you know, my question is, what do you think is our biggest expense? When we receive this amazing big paycheck, what do you think is our biggest expense, right? I used to think it was my mortgage. Well, I was wrong, okay? Because when I broke down this check, here's what I found out. The first thing that goes from my check is federal tax, then state tax, then goes sales tax, and then property tax. Now, almost 40% of my paycheck is already gone into paying taxes. So don't you think that taxes could be one of our biggest expense, right? Well, after that, of course, health insurance, mortgage, and whatever money is left over, we take care of the rest of the stuff, right? Now, think about it. If taxes are one of our biggest expense, then don't you think it's important to learn how to optimize taxes, right? Now, when I talk about optimizing tax, what I mean by is, we all like to diversify our investments, which is a good thing. But how about tax diversification? Okay. At what point do we do any kind of tax diversification? Look at your own portfolios and see if you are diversified enough. And if you're not, it's time to take a look at it. Okay. And I'll share with you about that in the next couple of slides here. Now, when we talk about tax diversification, we're also talking about tax-free retirement, okay? Is there such a thing? Does it even really exist, right? Now, since taxes are our biggest expense, you can choose to pay tax now, or you can really pay them later. It's completely up to you, right? How do you do that? Well, first you need to learn how to diversify them into different tax brackets or buckets, right? So the first bucket is called tax now. This is where you put in after-tax dollars, okay, where the growth is 100%, where the growth is taxed each year, okay. The second bucket is called tax-deferred bucket. You put in before-tax dollars. However, both your principal and growth will be taxed 100% of that money. Whatever money you take out from this bucket will be taxed, okay. There are other limitations that apply, of course. Withdrawals of $44,000 or more could cause 85% of your Social Security also to be taxed. There is a RMD rule that applies by the age of 72. If you've not taken any money out, Uncle Sam will charge 50% excise tax if RMDs are not taken out, okay? Now, when I do the financial needs analysis for my clients, one thing I've found is 99% of everybody's money is sitting in these two buckets, okay? That's not diversification, guys. There is a third bucket. It's called tax advantage bucket, okay? Where you put in after-tax dollars. However, the growth is 100% tax-free. There are no limitations as far as RMDs or even withdrawals from this bucket does not cause Social Security to be taxed. So there are advantages to putting money into this bucket as well. What we recommend is you gotta have the right balance. About 30 to 35% of your savings should be participating in some type of a tax advantage bucket, okay? Now, why is that important? Let's talk about that, right? When we look at the history of taxes, we think about it, are we in a lower tax era or are we in a higher tax era, right? And the only way we know is when we look at the history. So if you notice right here, from 1917 to 1981, the lowest top marginal tax bracket was almost 63%. Okay, now that was pretty high. In 87, there was a huge tax cut. We went from 70% to 28%, thanks to President Reagan. He did that. That was amazing. Now, here's the deal, guys. At that time, US had $0 in debts. Social Security was not a problem. And there was no such thing as COVID. But since then, what has happened to our taxes? They went from 28% to 31 to 35 to 39%, right? And if you look at today's economic situation, we are almost $32 trillion in debts. Social Security has become a big problem, and almost $3 trillion were printed for COVID relief. Think about it. Who's going to be paying for all of that? You're right. It's going to be you and me. We are going to be paying in the form of taxes. So don't you think taxes are probably going to go up or they're going to go down? What do you think, right? Chances are taxes may go up. So the question is, would you rather pay tax now? Would you rather pay tax later? And what if history repeats itself? Then what? Now, look at that arrow, 1944. Taxes were almost 94%, and they lasted almost 20 long years, guys. And if that were to ever happen, and if all your money is sitting in a tax now or tax deferred account, think about it again, right? If you have money in a tax advantage bucket at that time, well, you don't need to worry because you can leverage this bucket to survive in those years. Well, when the taxes go down again, hey, go ahead and start using money from your tax deferred account. That's why it's important to balance taxes. So far, in a nutshell, we've covered two items. What if I die too soon? How to have that peace of mind as I'm trying to build wealth. And second is, if I live too long, I want to make sure that my retirement is taken care of, right? Now, there's a third area. Let's say things are going really well for me. All of a sudden, I become disabled, right? Now, disability doesn't happen till 65. Is that right? Now, it can happen anytime, guys, right? So what is disability? Let's understand that real quickly. First of all, if you cannot perform 2 of the 6 activities of daily living, you're considered to be a disabled person. And when that happens, you have to be admitted in some type of a nursing home, a long-term care facility, assisted living facility, or a nurse may have to come home to take care of you. In any of these scenarios, health insurance does not pay a dime. Even Medicare only covers up to 100 days. After that, you are completely on your own. Okay, so think about the problems people can have in case of disability. Number one, our income stops. Number two, we may still have all the financial responsibilities. Number three, I need more money now to take care of my medical needs. Where do you think all this money is going to be coming from? Well, this is when people start draining their assets. People start draining their hard-earned savings. And with all these holes in the bucket, how fast do you think you will drain your assets? Really quickly. And then what happens? We file for bankruptcy. Well, that's why, think about it, guys. Number one reason for bankruptcy in this country is medical debt. Medical debt is the number one reason why people file for bankruptcy. Okay, so imagine, how do you protect your assets from becoming, in case you became disabled, right? That's the area number 3 that we all need to make sure that it is taken care of in our financial portfolio. And the last area is very important, right? Think about it. Let's say that, husband, wife, kids living in the household. One day, husband, wife decides to go on a nice drive, right? We all do that, right? So one day we're traveling, husband, wife travels outside, all of a sudden hit by a tree, and both of them passed away. Now, question is, who takes care of the kids, right? We may think, oh, my parents will take care of them, the family would take care of them, brothers, sisters, siblings will take care of them, friends may take care of them. Well, even if they wanted to, by law, they cannot, because the kids will be put in the foster home, okay? We have to know the law of the lands, guys. Okay, and why did that happen? Just because you did not take out 2 hours out of your busy life to prepare a will. Okay, that's what we call estate planning, will and trust, right? Now, there are a lot of other questions that needs to be addressed. Think about this. How will you keep an 18-year-old from spending their inheritance? Okay, what do you think they're going to do with that money? What about your home? Who gets it? What about your businesses? Who will operate and own them? Your end of life or healthcare decisions, who's going to make them, right? So there are a lot of questions that needs to be addressed, okay? It's good to have your wishes documented so that they can be carried out, okay? Guys, I have one simple question. First of all, how many people do you think need to know about all this, okay? We believe that everyone should know about this, okay? It's very powerful information that we want to share with as many families as we can. And here's the best part, guys. Whoever has invited you today to come to this call, of course, they care for you. They wanted you to hear this information. And if you feel you need more information on any of these 4 areas, please reach out to them so that they can do your financial needs analysis and help you to show you where the gaps are in your financial life so that you do not drain all your hard-earned savings and leave your families hanging. Guys, take care of these important things as you continue to grow in your wealth life, okay? Don't leave it to chance, guys. Make sure you take care of all the gaps, right? So that's the first part of our presentation, guys. Now, second part is about the opportunity, okay? Now, just like that, I asked you earlier, how many people do you think need to know about all this information? And you guys, I'm sure everyone thought everybody needs to know this, right? How do you give out this information? How do you share this information with 350 million people out there, okay? It's not a one man's job, okay? You need a team, you need an army of people to share this information. And that's where our business comes into play, guys, okay? If you have the dream, we have the vehicle. I can tell you one thing, guys, you know, we came to this country with lots of dreams. This is land of opportunity, okay? Somewhere along the line, we may get stuck in the 9 to 5 with the ceiling of how much we're going to make, right? Somebody controls our paycheck, somebody controls our time, somebody controls of how many vacations we can take. All of those things are there, right? If we want to give to our charities, if we want to give, help other families, can we even afford to do that, right? Whatever it is, that might be your dream, travel, luxury, a great lifestyle, whatever it is that you dream, right? You have to have the right vehicle that can allow you to fulfill those dreams. And I truly believe that HGI is that vehicle, guys. And I'm really proud to be part of what we do, because this business has truly changed my life. And I will show you some proofs as we go along in the presentation as well, guys. One thing I love about this slide is it made me realize that, hey, yeah, I want to do something more, right? There are 4 ways to produce income, okay? The first way is being an employee, where you have a job, you trade time to make money, very simple, okay? Second is being self-employed. Again, you own a job, right? Where you have to still trade time to make money. The third is being a business owner. This is where you own a system, where people work with you, and that's how you generate income. And the last thing is investor. You own investment. Basically, your money, you invest, and that makes money for you. These are 4 ways to produce cash flow in this country, right? Now, here's the deal. 90% of people represent the E and S quadrants, okay? However, they only share 10% of the country's wealth. On the other side, there's 10% people that actually represent the B and I quadrants, and they share 90% of the country's wealth. And that's what we are so excited about today, is the opportunity that we're bringing to you. You can actually be in the B quadrant and be a business owner where you own a system. And that's what we're going to be sharing you about this information, okay? How you can work with people to generate income. Now, what do we do? Very simple, personal finances, right? That is our product. That is the byproduct of what we do, is helping people, educating people in the arena of finances, right? We have the perfect market. Who's our client? Every single person out there. They need solutions, from millennials to seniors, right? They're immersed in student debts. Think about it, millennials. They want to know how to get out of those debts. What about Gen X's? Accumulation to tax benefits. These are their concerns. We have solutions for that. Baby boomers, from wealth recovery to wealth acceleration. And of course, seniors, they're worried about retirement income. Guess what? We have solutions for all the demographics. So that's what is exciting about what we do. Now, what is the need for financial professionals? Very simple, right, guys? What we discussed earlier in the first part of our presentation, all these companies that are giants in the industry, these companies have been around for over 100 years. They are regulated by the state governments. What they do is they offer approved products and services that will solve those problems that we talked about earlier. Now, on the other side, there are consumers just like you and me, okay, who need these products. But the problem is we cannot buy directly from the companies. That's why you need to have someone like a financial professionals. Think about it. Who are these people? Well, very simple. These people are licensed and certified by the state that they live in, okay? They're people just like you and me. The licensing is very simple. Literally, you study anywhere from 20 to 40 hours, and you can take an exam with the state, and you get licensed and certified by that state. Once you're licensed and certified, you offer these approved products and services to the consumers, and that's how you get paid, okay? Now, why did we choose HGI? Well, I'll tell you one thing, okay? HGI is like no other business on earth because I have done many different businesses in the past. I've owned a Quiznos, I've owned a UPS store, I've worked at the corporate world, I have had a auto insurance business. You know, I've been in different industries as well. But with Hubert Humphrey, you know, who founded Hegemon Group International with a clear and powerful vision of the future based on his proven past business models. And I'll share with you what I mean by that. You know, one thing I love about HGI is that we provide innovative financial solutions to families throughout North America. We are a true one-stop shop, okay? One of the fastest growing independent financial services companies. If you want to look up, we are an integrity company. If you want to look up a company like integritymarketing.com, if you look them up, you will see who we are and our strength. We have over 500,000 licensed agents, and we do about almost, we're a $42 billion company right now as we speak, and a private owned company. Now, I like to work with Mr. Hubert Humphrey. We all love to have his leadership around with us. Why? Because he has done it in the past, guys. He has built not just one, but two separate billion-dollar market cap financial service companies in the past. And with his guidance and his vision, we are just growing by bounds, right? Okay. Now, here's the deal, guys. To start any kind of financial services business, you need to have access to providers, products, and services, financial knowledge and training. You need to have a team of professionals. And most importantly, if you want to build an unlimited business system, you got to have a system in place, a defined process, right? So what we provide is the vehicle and the platform to build your own business. On top of that, our leadership has a proven track record of over 4 decades, guys, okay? We have a great system. It's called the leadership format system. It is proven, it is predictable, and it is profitable. You know, we have a great future. Why? Because we have a great history, as you can see through the numbers here, right? Now, the key is just learn the system, guys. Learn the system and let the system build your business. It is that simple, okay? As far as learning and education is concerned, we get wealth of knowledge from these nationally recognized speakers and successful entrepreneurs. And also we get trained every month by all different product providers from the marketplace as well. Okay, world-class rewards and recognition program. It is second to none, I can tell you that, okay? We have a huge convention coming up in Vegas. Hey, if you're interested, come and join us over there. Check us out, right? As far as fun is concerned, I mean, you know, we travel around the world, okay? We go to dream destinations that most people just dream of, right? Our family's been to Hawaii like 6 times in the last 7 years, okay? And really soon, hopefully, we're going to Paris and Rome with the company. Now, everything paid by the company. That's fun. Plus, you're hanging out with people that are like-minded, that are growth-oriented. So, you know, we live vacations. That's the beauty of our business as well. When it comes to compensation plan, well, there are many ways that you can make income in this business. The first way is personal production income, okay? Whatever you do, you get paid. Whatever you help with families with, company pays you for that. Second, field training income. That is the beauty about our business is the more you help others become successful, the more the company will pay you, okay? Third thing is override income. And I love this word override is what, like passive income? That's what it is, right? It is override income. Make money while you're asleep as well. Okay. Agency expansion income. The bigger your agency, the more income you generate. Residual and renewal income. Financial products are the only products that pays you over and over again. And then most importantly, our company is built by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, right? So when you start the business with us, you actually own a part of the company as well. You start earning equity shares in the company, okay? You know, the compensation program, here is how it works and what is the potential of our business. And I want to share that with you in this slide, okay? Once you start the business with us, guys, you know, we have the support. We have the support system. We do the hand-holding. We help you go through the training program. You know, we help you learn and understand what you need to do in the business, and that is your training program. Once you complete the training program and you're licensed, and if you can just help maybe 2 families a month on a part-time basis, just helping 2 families in an entire month, okay, you can make anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000. Now, that is a really good income, about $3,000 to $4,000 a month. Think about it, guys, on a part-time basis. Will that make a difference in your financial life? It made a huge difference in mine, right? And plus the education that I was giving to the families. I mean, it was really, fulfilling of what I was doing and what I am continuing to do as well. Okay. The reason we get paid so high is because we are in one of the highest paid industries in the world. Okay. Financial industry is one of the oldest, largest, and highest paid industry in the world. Okay. Now, here's the best part about our business, guys. We are not selfish people. We want to share this opportunity with people that are looking, okay? People that are looking to do something more, people that want to grow, people that want to help others, people that are interested in learning about money as well. And more importantly, people that want to have a plan B, right? On a part-time basis without quitting their job. So we ask people if they're looking, and if they are, let's say that you have 4, 5, 6 people that are looking to do something like this, that want to do what you're doing, right? Now, if each one of them on a part-time basis helps 2 households per month, okay, now they can make anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000, okay? However, what happens to your income through personal production of what you are doing, plus the override income that you get from the agency that you are building, plus the training income that you get by the company? Well, you have a potential to make anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000, again, on a part-time basis, all right? That is the power of our business, guys, all right? Now, if you have an opportunity to build your agency, everyone has an equal opportunity to do the same, okay? So now the people that are in your agency also have an equal opportunity to build their own agency as well. Now, when they do that and you help them with that, guess what happens to your income, right? You must have heard of the phrase, the more you help others, the more successful you become, right? And this is exactly the model that we have, okay? Now, it's a risk-free business opportunity. Most people actually dream of building their own business. However, they stop because of a lot of fears, lack of capital, don't want to take the risks, couldn't quit their jobs, or worried about competition, don't have the time, whatever the reasons might be, guys. That's why we say we have a risk-free business opportunity. The first thing is, when you get started with us, you will be paired with a trainer to help you to understand the business and help you get off to a fast start, okay? We do the hand-holding and we provide the support. Second is low startup costs, right? You can get started with us with a one-time membership fee of $199. It's a one-time investment that you make to start your business, guys, okay? There's no franchise fees because we don't charge any fees. We're not a franchise business. So understand that whatever you make, you keep, okay? No time and effort constraints. What does that mean? Well, you have an option to start part-time or go full-time. It's completely up to you. And most importantly, no experience necessary. As long as you have the desire and the coachability, okay? If you have the desire to do something more, grow, learn, understand, and make yourself independent, financially independent, if you have the desire, bring that desire and the coachability, because we're a system-oriented business, okay? Those are the only 2 things necessary for you to start this business, and you can be ultra successful in this business, okay? Now, I want to share something personal, okay, guys? So you can see the potential of the business. Just about 2014, this is my bank statement. In June of 2014 through July, this is 1 month of statement. If you look at my expenses, they were about $6,500, okay? My income was only $5,500. Now, obviously, I was living paycheck to paycheck. That was my life, right? $6,500 with 2 kids, that's needed minimum to survive and sustain, okay? However, in short 5 years, okay, here's the difference in my bank statement, okay? My expenses didn't go down. In fact, they went up to $35,000, but my income was $82,000 that month, exactly 5 years later, okay? So here's my question to all of you, right? If you continue to do for the next 5 years, whatever you're doing, if you continue to do what you're doing today, for the next 5 years? Is anything going to change? Ask this to yourself. The answer for us was a big no. Then we thought, are we just hoping for a better tomorrow, or are we going to do something about it? So that what we did is we said yes. We got started in the business on a part-time basis. Of course, we wanted to learn how money works. Whatever extra income we would make, our goal was to save that money for our kids' education and build up our retirement. Why not? We started on a part-time, and eventually after 18 months, we went full-time into the business, okay? Why not transition to a great career in the financial industry and build a nice agency for yourself, okay? And then if you're gonna build it, why not build it big? Build a large organization all over the country, guys. Today, in last 8, 9 years, 7 years, 10 years that I've been in the business, we've been successfully been able to build a business of almost 6,000 people in almost 39 different states now, okay? And it is growing. It is a system-proven business, so continues to grow, right? Make and save big money. We have no quota, we have no territory. You can build it as big as you want and wherever you want to build. I love this quote because it really applied to me at one point in my life, that I once heard that only 3% of people are committed to designing the life of their dreams. That sounds about right, because most people spend more time planning grocery lists than thinking about their future, okay? Guys, with that, I just want to leave you with the next steps. So thank you for listening to us and spending your valuable time with us. Hopefully it brought some value to your time as well. The next steps are very simple, guys. You can start your business. It's that simple. Reach out to the person that invited you. Tell them, hey, you're interested in getting started. Get started with us. Or you can call them and say, hey, how about we set up an appointment so that you can tell me where the gaps are in my financial life, right? Do a confidential needs financial analysis and see how you can protect your hard-earned assets. Or why not join the business and do everything? Start the business, learn and earn as you build your business. So share with others, okay, as much as you can. Like I said, guys, about 10 years ago, we said yes to our dreams, and that changed our lives, our family's destiny. It's your turn to say yes. Take it, guys. And if you have any questions, please reach out to the person that invited you, and hopefully they'll be glad to answer all your questions that you might have. Thank you so much and have a blessed night, guys. Bye-bye.